you don't like this record, then you never really liked us.
Yeah, but now with this experience that you produce your own record,
never again. Ugh,
never again.
It's horrible.
No, but if you look back on the previous 3 records, are you as happy with them as you're with this one right now?
Every single record was a little, almost like a Polaroid, capturing a moment in time. You know, being an artist, it isn't about the one painting or the one album or the chapter or anything like that. It's about the length of the story, you know what I mean, and all the different things that go on. And every single album said something about us as a band at the time. So I would never go back and change it, and I certainly can't regret anything that we've done. There isn't any point, you know, it captured a moment. But there's definitely something nice about doing this record ourselves, this latest record. There's nothing on the album that I wouldn't have done. In a roundabout way, it's like there's nothing on this new record that I have to get up on stage and I have to perform this, and I have to perform it honestly, and I have to look people in the eyes and show that I'm into this, you know what I mean? If you were following sometimes a producer's idea of where he thinks the song is going, and you're a bit like, well, I wouldn't have done that, but I'm trusting you, I'm following you, you know, this is why we've employed you, then, and it ends up being something not what you intentionally, you know. It's actually hard to go up on stage and perform that with like genuine honesty, you know. All I can say is with this new record, I'm able to do this with all of the songs, because I knew that, you know, Stuart was like our filter, and I knew that he wouldn't let anything go past that didn't represent us. Whereas in hindsight, like you say, I didn't know that about the producers. I was putting my trust in their hands. So there's definitely songs off of the past 3 records where I got up on stage and I'm like, it's a great song to listen to, but it's a bit
difficult is as well. You always walk that line. Obviously, you don't want to alienate yourself. You know what I mean? There's that line of integrity and being able to sell records. You know what I mean? Obviously, you make a record that's, you know, the record you want to make that doesn't have any sort of like anything that your fans can access, or you know, or any crossover potential. You know what I mean? The band isn't going to have any longevity. You know what I mean? And if you make a record that's too pop, you might be a flash in the pan, and it's dishonest, and you have no integrity. You know what I mean? So it's always difficult to walk that line. Going back to what he's saying about playing the songs live, you know, if you're sort of feeling comfortable with the songs you're playing live that you've recorded on the album, you know what I mean? Then it shows for itself that it's an honest record. Whereas, you know, if you've got a little bit of doubts, or you know, you're playing a bit of a cringeworthy part, that sort of, because I mean, you do have to sort of like, you know, when you're working with a producer, sometimes you have to give them the benefit of the doubt, you know what I mean? Because that's producing, you know? Whereas I think it's a lot safer for the band having somebody internal produce the record, you know what I mean? Because it's obviously, you know, a unity decision. You know?
Yeah, you take, I mean, just as an example, you take a song like Rooftops, which is a great song, and it's, you know, soaring, and the chorus is great and all that, but for me personally, it's just not that much fun to play, you know what I mean? It's kind of hard to stand there. It's just, you know.
Why is that so difficult then?
It's just 3 chords. There's like 4 chords throughout the same song, you know what I mean? And it's not particularly challenging, and I don't personally connect with that song. And it's only an example.
It's too easy, or it's not
it
the
just
way
doesn't
you want
do
it
it
to be?
for me. You know what I mean? I don't understand what it means. You know, stand on the rooftop, scream your heart out. It just doesn't say anything to me. You know what I mean? Whereas a song like Where We Belong, which is a similar kind of song, has got like a load of emotional sort of charge and you know, there's a vibe to it. You know what I mean? And like, I know it could be something as simple as that. You know, I like playing the heavier songs live, but obviously I don't want to record a studio album of just heavy songs.
It's very easy to become self-indulgent. You gotta also remember you're writing songs for other people as well as yourself. You know?
But it is definitely, which we found out on this record, there is a way to do both, to achieve both. You know, there isn't a song on the new record that we don't enjoy playing live, or I personally, you know, don't enjoy playing live. And it became apparent when we went on tour in the UK when this album first came out. We were looking down and we were playing for like an hour and 45 minutes or so, and we looked down the list and there was only 2 songs that we weren't playing off the new record. And we were just like, oh, how did that happen? You know what I mean? Because we were really amped about playing them, not because they were necessarily new, but they just felt like very honest songs, you know what I mean? They were great fun to play. And that's because in the studio we played them, you know, and we played them, we recorded them, we did it ourselves, we got them how we wanted them to be. Whereas maybe on the other songs, in the past. You know what I mean? It was a collaboration, and you know, you just feel like there's an additional element which you didn't have responsibility for.